Hello, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my palm tattoo. I've had quite a few questions about it from like strangers, people on the internet, family and friends, blah 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 blah, about it in general, because it's not one that you see very often in comparison to like an arm or a leg tattoo. So this is the tattoo. So I ended up just getting a crying heart because I always wanted this kind of design. And then when I thought I'm going to get my palm tattooed, I thought that seems very perfect for it. So my tattoo was done by Luke Ashley. I will link his Instagram in my bio somewhere. He was really, really good. Honestly, at the time, I can't remember where he was based. I think it was in London, but just on the edge. It took me about 2 hours, I'd say, to get there. But I think now he's recently, well, not recently, I think he has moved to a different store now. Yeah, so then because I'm using my phone to record, I've written all my questions down in my little booklet. So the first question was, how was the sit-in? And I had the same sort of one saying, how was the pain? I'm not going to lie, it was the worst pain I've ever been through. It was a solid 10 out of 10 pain. It took about 40 to 45 minutes, and I had to have about 5 breaks in between that was around a few minutes each, just because I wanted to get it done as quick as possible. So in total it took about an hour for it to be completed, but it killed. It is not a pleasant pain, so if you're rubbish with pain, I recommend not getting one. If you're pretty good with pain, I think you probably can withstand it. I've heard from other people that they didn't think it was that bad, but most people that have also had their palm tattoos said that yeah, it sucks, and a lot of people pre-warned me with palm tattoos that it's gonna hurt before I got it done, and I agree with them. It is horrible. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's definitely not something you get for like a first tattoo. It's something you get after you've had many painful ones. Like before this, I'd already had my stomach tattooed, which was painful. The back of my leg I thought was quite painful. I think, and my knee was quite painful. So I thought, if I can do all those ones that really, really hurt, I can do the palm one. Nothing in comparison to those ones. So if you had any of those done, you think, Mom, yeah, it'll be the same like I did. No, it was horrible. So the pain process was shit. Don't do it if you can't really stand the pain, but it was worth it in the end for me. And also with the sitting, luckily Luke is very, very good. He mainly, if you go on his Instagram, you'll see he mainly just does palm tattoos because he's very, very good at them. Back when I got it done, he was doing them for £50 per palm tattoo. I think his rates probably have changed a bit now, because it used to say in his bio, so probably as he's got more experience going on, he's charging a little bit more, which is fine. That's up to him. He's great at what he does. Luckily, I got there at the £50 one, and I think it looks amazing. He was very nice. He was very patient with me, getting it done, took it slowly, asked me if I was alright multiple times, which I think is great, especially with the tattoo in such a delicate area. He asked me if I wanted breaks. He was quite chatty throughout to keep me distracted. Yeah, it was quite good. I would recommend definitely going to him. So how was the healing process and how to care for it? So the healing process actually wasn't that bad. I, at the time, had a job where I had to be constantly washing my hands, so I worked with food. So I had to be constantly washing my hands, which I found that delayed my process of it healing. So it might have taken a little bit longer than usual, because you're not meant to get the tattoo wet, and I did manage to avoid getting it wet at all costs, apart from at work when I had to disinfect my hands. But the healing process was pretty much the same as I did with a regular tattoo. I just creamed it when it needed to be creamed. I creamed it for the first, I think I maybe creamed it for the first few days, and then after that I just let it heal on its own, just so the initial crust would go, because it does get crusty like a normal one would. And then I just let it heal on its own, and it healed in pretty well. Like, I don't think any of it's fallen out. Sometimes you can get quite big patches fall out, but mine was fine. The only thing I will say is, but that tends to happen with palm tattoos, is like the eyelashes on this one here are sort of getting where the ink has sort of spread, it's sort of clumping together there, and on the edge here I can see that sort of going into like the creases of my hands, but that's pretty normal, to be honest. I'm quite happy that it healed the way that it did. It could look a lot worse. Is it noticeable? No, it's not very noticeable. I usually tell people I've got it done unless I'm walking around like, but that doesn't happen very often. But yeah, it's not very noticeable. You're worried about the palm being very noticeable for your job or something else. It's not, unless you are waving around your palm all the time. It's not noticeable at all. I usually tell people sort of catch a glimpse all of a sudden and go, what's that on your hand? They go, oh, I got my palm tattooed, and then they proceed to tell me that I'm nuts and blah, 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 blah. It's usually when I'm having a discussion with someone about my most painful tattoos, I'll usually say, oh, my palm, and then they'll be like, oh my God, you got your palm done, that's strange, never seen that before. Nobody really ever noticed, unless they're physically staring at my hands. It's not very noticeable at all. Choosing my design. So I've already briefly gone through this, but I'll go through it again. I always wanted a crying heart design ever since I first saw it, because I have about, I don't know, like a 20 hearts tattooed on my body somewhere. Probably less than that, I'm being dramatic. Probably about 10 to 15 hearts tattooed somewhere on my body, within tattoos and things. So I saw the crying heart and I thought, I like that design. It's a nice traditional design and I want to get that somewhere. I was thinking maybe on my arm. Then, as I said, I thought about palm tattoo and I thought that's pretty good placement for that tattoo, so I might as well get it on there. I originally sent Luke over a design just of a crying heart, and then when it was getting close to the day, he sent me 2 pictures of 2 designs he'd made. There was one that was just a crying heart, just sort of quite simple, and then he sent me this one which has the heart in the eyes. And as I said, I love heart tattoos, so I went for the one with the hearts in the eyes because I thought I haven't really seen that variation of that before, so I thought I'd go for that one, and I loved it, and he was quite happy that I picked that one, and so was I. How does it feel to see my palm tattoo versus when it was before? Well, I have my other palm free, so it doesn't really affect me. It's not like it was a massive part. It's not like when I see my stomach, comparison to no tattoo on my stomach before. Palm wasn't really something I looked at. I wasn't like very attached to the look of my palm, so that's why I got it tattooed. I prefer it a lot more now because obviously I look at my palm and I'm like, oh, look at that lovely nice tattoo. No, I don't really feel much different about it. I prefer it now. It's got a tattoo on it. I feel quite proud that I sat through it. But no, I don't really miss how it looked before. It's just a palm. How did I do daily tasks? So when I finished the tattoo, got wrapped up, I'm pretty sure he gave me a glove to put on over the top. But after a while, I ended up taking the glove off. And then when I got home, I didn't live at home at the time, so I just had to do everything one-handed for like a day because it was still quite sore and stingy. So as soon as I got home, I had to make myself dinner. So I had to do, luckily I had things that was like, I could pinch with this hand and open things with that hand. I think I had pasta or something. So something that was quite easy to like bung in. And then there was things like having a shower, washing my hair. I made sure that I washed my hair the day that I was going there so that I could wait like 3 or 4 days before washing my hair again. Everything I did most of it one-handed. And even if I needed to do something with my hand, I'd usually use my fingertips. If I'm being honest, after like a day, it wasn't really painful. So if like I grabbed a cup with that hand, it didn't hurt. It stung a little bit, but not enough for me to be like, can't use that hand. I could still use my hands pretty normally actually, which I found was quite nice, because I had a fear, because I had to go back to work like 2 days after. I was quite scared I wasn't going to be able to do my job, which was a lot of like handling food and holding tools and putting a glove on to take things out of an oven. But I could do all that pretty easily. It delayed the process of all the washing and things, but within about 3 weeks, I'd say, it was completely healed. It was I could pretty much do quite a lot, surprisingly, but that is just, I've got quite a high pain threshold, so if you don't, it might take you a little bit longer to be able to do those things. Right, so I've had it now for 15 months. This is what it looks like now after 15 months, which I think is pretty good, and I'm quite happy with it. So if anyone in sort of like the London area or England in general, if you want to go get your palm tattooed, I definitely recommend going to Luke. He's so nice and he made me feel so welcome. So I definitely recommend putting to him. As I said, I'll put his Instagram into the bio, give him a nice follow, and book him for your palm tattoo if you ever wanted one. And if you have any more questions, just leave it down to the comments and I'll see if I can get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Goodbye.